When it comes to factory-built off-road ready SUVs, no other brand comes close to the level of Jeep. With iconic names like the Wrangler and Grand Cherokee under its belt, Jeep is looking to expand that capability onto its electric lineup with this vehicle, the first ever 2026 Jeep Recon, a midsize two-row fully electric SUV that offers up to 250 miles of range, up to 650 horsepower from its dual electric motors, and a little over 9 inches of ground clearance to tackle even the toughest terrain. So hey again guys, I'm Rob, the channel editor, once again filling in for Sofyan here in Los Angeles with this 2026 Jeep Recon. Now that we're seeing it in the sheet metal, let's go ahead and take a detailed first look. So the Recon's a name we've been waiting on for a couple of years now. It was supposed to be introduced back in 2022 or 2023, but now it's finally here, joining Jeep's model lineup as the second fully electric EV alongside the Wagoneer S. Sofyan and I actually got to drive that car back earlier this year, and we actually liked it a lot, specifically the powertrain, because we could do four-wheel burnouts every time we launched the car. Speaking of power, this car actually shares some similar numbers. Let's go ahead and get underneath the hood and take a look. So first things first, as Sofyan always says, the million-dollar question, which I think is more like a $100,000 question at this point, is it have a frunk? And as you can see, just like the Wagoneer S, it certainly does. It measures 3 cubic feet. You can use it for things like storing your charging cable. If you go pick up food on the way home and you don't want it to smell up your cabin, it's a nice place. It looks like it is watertight. It looks like you have a release and a light in there as well, with a good amount of rubberized things here. So if you are off-roading this vehicle, you can probably keep something safe in there for a little while. Going back to the power though, this does share pretty much similar numbers with that Wagoneer S we were talking about. You're going to be powered by dual in-house developed by Stellantis 250 kilowatt electric motors. The power output's going to be 650 horsepower and 620 pound-feet of torque. It goes out through a 1-speed automatic transmission. You have full-time 4-wheel drive with the electric motors both at the front and the back. And the difference with this Moab trim is you're actually going to have a rear electronic locking differential with an open differential at the front. 0 to 60 times Jeep is estimating at 3.6 seconds. We got an even lower number with the Wagoneer S, so I'd assume this is going to be similar to that. Top speed 112 miles an hour. You're probably not going to want to do it with this trim. Towing is going to be 3,300 pounds max, and the weight of this Moab trim is going to be 6,112 pounds. So now that we've had one of the Stellantis people shut the hood on this car because it's pre-production and I certainly don't want to break it, you can see that the color on this Recon is called Juice, not spelled the traditional way, J-O-O-S-E, and it is a very vibrant, bright orange. Really pretty and will definitely stand out, at least until you get it dirty. You have the traditional 7-slot Jeep traditional grille here that are illuminated, and you also have titanium inserts, which is interesting. You have full LED headlights with turn signals, fog lights, high beams, low beams, and you also have your traditional tow and recovery hooks here. The Recon does have underbody skid plates, which I can't quite get low enough to show you, and also the battery is also protected by its own unique protection underneath there as well. This car is actually slightly wider than its Wagoneer S counterpart when you have the mirrors taken into account. Width is 87.4 inches, and your approach angle is going to be 33.8 degrees. You also have an interesting looking hood graphic to help eliminate sun glare. It's got the Moab trim labeled on there. Honestly, it stands out really nicely. I really appreciate that Jeep is putting interesting colors on their cars, not just boring grays and blacks and whites and things like that. I can see myself owning an orange car one day maybe, but not today. Moving around the side profile of this new Recon, you can see that the dimensions are actually a little bit bigger than Sofyan and I first expected. We kind of expected this to be a Renegade-sized vehicle, but it's actually almost as large as that Wagoneer S. Total length is 193.3 inches. Wheelbase is an off-road friendly 112.9 inches, and your total height is 73.8 inches. Ground clearance here with this Moab trim is going to be 9.1 inches. So you can see that you really can do some serious off-roading here. There's a new mode in the drivetrain with a rock crawl feature, so you can probably get over a good amount of things, but maybe not something too big, especially with that battery pack underneath, even though it is protected by that special skid plate. The wheels over here are going to be an 18-inch by 8.5-inch width, luster gray, metallic, low-gloss finish. I like that Jeep actually didn't do something stupid like put a beadlock capable looking thing on there, because while this is a serious off-roader, it's definitely not going to be doing something that your fully equipped Wranglers or things like that are going to do. Tires are an all-terrain 265 by 70 R18 Nexen tire. Front brakes are going to be 13.78 inches. Same thing with the rear. However, they are a dual floating caliper brake in the front. In the rear, it's only going to be a single floating caliper. Now, this particular model that I have next to me actually has the doors on right now. However, one of the unique features about this new Recon, it is the only electric vehicle that has removable doors. I won't be able to do that for you today other than looking at it here in some B-roll. However, Jeep says that you're actually able to do it without any tools and with one person. However, since I'm holding a camera, I won't be able to do it on this one. Like I said, we'll show you some of that in the B-roll. Now, as I said earlier, this vehicle is a full EV, and this is actually Jeep's very first trail-rated electric vehicle. That's one of the biggest differences between this and the Wagoneer S. The Wagoneer S is not trail-rated, whereas this is. Speaking of charging, the charge port door is going to be over here on the driver's side. It is not electric, but you just push on the top and open it up. And you can see it has the J1772 combo port. You can open this up here at the bottom for your fast charging. It is a 400-volt architecture, so Jeep does not, was going towards 800 volt, but it seems to slow down a little bit there with their progress towards that. Like I said, the 100.5 kilowatt hour battery pack at the bottom is protected by underbody shields when you are off-roading. Charging speeds are pretty good, actually. Level 2, you can go 5 to 80% in about 6.8 hours. If you do find a DC fast charger, you can go from 0 to 100% in about 28 minutes. So that adds about 100 miles in 10 minutes if you want to do that. This Moab trim with the bigger tires and some of the more heavier pieces of equipment on here, however, has a range of 230 miles. However, the base non-Moab trims are going to have a 250 mile range. So moving around the rear of this all-new Jeep Recon, you can see that it still looks pretty aggressive. Well, the biggest thing you're going to notice is, look, it's an EV with a full-size tailgate-mounted spare tire. So if you are going to be doing some serious off-roading, it's always great to have a matching set of spare tires when you get a flat or something like that or some damage. You can see that you have the same recovery tow hooks, just a single one there at the rear. With your towing attachments at the bottom, there is going to be a towing package for this Recon. Like I said, you get to that 3300 towing number. And the taillights are supposed to be inspired by the Wrangler. They are full LED taillights. They look pretty good. Another feature of this Recon is the fact that it actually has a complete swinging tailgate. As Sophian would mention, it does open up to the wrong side here in America. So if you're driving this, it's going to be on the curb side, but that's all right. You got a couple cool features back here, which I like. This is actually, you open up these and you are out at a campsite or tailgating. Put that down, you've got a nice sturdy shelf there, which can hold a maximum of 25 pounds. So food, drinks, that sort of things. When you look at the actual cargo capacity, with the rear seats folded up there, you have a storage capacity of 30.3 cubic feet. I don't believe that there's a release back here to swing down the rear seats, so sorry I can't do that very easily, but I guess I can press this up top and show you when you do that. It folds down to a pretty flat floor there, and you have a maximum of 65.9 cubic feet of space when you fold down both of the rear seats there. Alrighty, y'all, we're going to give you a quick interior overview because I have about 4 minutes until I'm kicked out of this studio. You can see that this new interior color is something really nice. It's called a Joshua Tree tan interior that's based off of an area here in Southern California. It is a really nice synthetic leather. They're calling it Capri non-leather synthetic, he tried to say. There's going to be interior accent colors called iron gray metallic and quicksand. We're going to have an idea or a concept that Jeep is saying rugged utility meets innovation. You're going to have a couple cool things here, which you can't see right now, I don't think, because there's going to be, maybe it's right here. There's supposed to be an accessory rail you can mount things to. As you can see, it's really easy for me to get in here because, as I said, the doors are completely disconnected from the vehicle, which you're supposed to be able to do with no tools and pretty quickly. The speakers, which would normally be in the doors there, are actually located underneath the seats. It's going to be an 11 speaker, 500 watt system with an 8-inch subwoofer. The technology inside of the vehicle also is going to be pretty new, actually very new for this type of vehicle. You're going to have a 12.3-inch instrument cluster, which is customizable. You have a 4.5-inch center display, which is supposedly the biggest usable display of any Jeep right now. It has to use Connect 5, so you have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and things like a built-in TomTom navigation system. The seats do look pretty darn nice, I would say. I'm glad they're a synthetic leather because if you're off-roading, you're going to get this thing kind of dirty. You have power seats. You have your drive mode selector here. The Moab trim gives you an additional mode, the rock mode, which I can't go up to right now. However, it would, it's pre-production. This is a double tiered storage. So you have a nice deep storage right there. And then if you close it and press the button, well, apparently it's pre-production and I can't get the other one to open up, or I'm just dumb. My fault. You do have a wireless phone charger here with, it looks like, ventilation, which is nice. Nice storage underneath here as well. Going over to the back seat of the vehicle, it is pretty spacious. Now, I know that looks like it's extra spacious because the doors are off right now, but you actually have legroom of 38.5 inches. Total headroom is going to be 40.6 inches. And of course, with that big open sky roof, you have unlimited headroom. So this all-new Jeep Recon will go on sale in early 26, made at their Toluca, Mexico plant alongside stablemates like the Compass and the Cherokee. Starting price is going to be $65,000 for this Moab trim, which is a little bit less than the comparable Jeep Wagoneer S, given you do have a lot more off-road goodies. Destination is going to be $1,995. There are going to be a few packages and options which will increase that $65,000 price. The black roof is going to be an option you have to pay for. Comfort package is probably going to be a few $1,000s. That gives you the ventilated seats, digital rearview mirror, interior camera, and rear heated seats. That one-touch power top is definitely going to be a couple grand extra, but I think worth it. And then the towing package to get to that 3,300 pound towing weight is going to be an option package as well. With all that said, I genuinely appreciate y'all putting up with me today instead of Sophian as we take a first look at this 2026 Jeep Recon and the Moab trim. If you're also looking to see all the vehicles that we're testing, be sure to follow us on Instagram at Redline_reviews, like us on Facebook, and as always guys, please keep subscribing to the Redline Reviews YouTube channel for all the latest reviews. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video.